headset was working right. Okay, so we got a lot to talk about. The reason why I want to bring this to y'all is y'all keep asking for this right here, and I agree with y'all. As you see, we have a stash space, and this is what I want to bring to the devs. And though the devs keep sitting here saying that they can't do this, we had up to like 1,000, I believe, stash space in Div 1, while we're linked to 300. I have most of my builds, and I'll show y'all what I mean. As you can sit here and see, this has got every build I have on this character. It takes about 117 devs. On my other character, it's about 124. Now that holds 16 pieces. I have 42 different builds, and all of them work, all of them fix and everything. So if I have roughly 120 or so for each and every character, and that's for everything I have. If I wanted to move all this stuff from one stash to another, pardon me, ladies and gentlemen, and I have all this gear which actually works, just depends on what I want to keep for the builds, that's 250. So I'm looking at least another 300 or so. So devs, all you have to do is increase this to say 500. So that way, if I wanted to put anything off of one character and put it into the stash, I could. This does not need to go to 1,000. All we technically need is 500. At least give us 500. That's all we're asking for. Now, another thing I want to bring to you, the devs, is this. For instance, well, I may not have any right here, but like these mods, okay? Dear developers, please, for the love of God, we get mods like this right here, or we have, especially those that are pulse resistance, where we have 9.9% pulse resistance. We should be able to take that, for an example, bring it right over here to an optimization and optimize that mod out. There should be a mod spot right here beside pistols where we can increase that to that spot. Now, let's say you have a requirement of the mod being somewhere like 9.5 on those ones. Okay, that's fine. That way we have to go out there and farm those specific mods, and those specific mods can go to that. Players would love it, honest to God. Now, I don't know what anybody else who's watching this thinks of this, but if y'all agree with it, just hit agree. But as for mods, we need to be able to increase our mods. There needs to be an optimization spot for this. Let me see. Let me go over something else real quick. What was it? NPCs getting stuck in walls. For instance, if I'm over here at this spot, okay, I'm extracting. Right here is an ammo box. Now, inside this ammo box type area, right here, these NPCs will get stuck. Right here where my circle is, not where I tagged, but right there inside that little circle. These NPCs will get stuck. So you'll be aggroed, you cannot regen your health, you can't kill them, and players who come in would kill you because they're not aggroed on those NPCs, but you are. And that kind of screws over the players. There's another one, which is right here on this spot. Inside this area right here where I have tagged, NPCs get stuck in walls, especially for the dark zone. There's other missions and things like that. Just, it doesn't matter. It could be any mission. It could be even this mission right here, which a lot of people love to play. There's spots inside this mission where NPCs get stuck in walls and you can't fight. There's spots, especially over here when you're fighting, NPCs get stuck in walls and you cannot shoot them. In New York, especially this one. Now, I can't show it right now, but right over here is Castle Clinton. When you first come over here to this area, you'll be right about there. You kill all the NPCs. Some of them like to hop that wall on the backside, and you can't shoot them. You cannot shoot them at all when people are trying to get that stuff done. There are tons of spots on each one of these spots where the NPCs get stuck in walls. and it screws over players. Another thing that players are asking for mostly is, as you can see, we have this one here is invaded. Okay, so this here is currently invaded. When the other one switches over, that's fine. But right here outside this door, or outside of this door, or outside of this door over here, or this door, whatever fucking door it is, on invaded, no one, not the players who are going rogue, not the players who are not rogue, when they're coming out of the door, no one in this area where the turrets would be should be allowed to use skills. Just like in conflict, if I wanted to go over here and play conflict, there are certain spots where players cannot use skills. They're not supposed to be able to use skills inside of a safe area. Do that. So let me go take you to a DZ, and for y'all who don't understand, let's explain this a little bit more for those who have never played PvP.
Scan in progress. Hostiles guarding location nearby.
Oh my god, really?
Access granted.
My chat ended. Come on. Unable to connect to chat, please try again there. Come on. So anyway, for those who have never played PvP, those who don't play this at all, just play PvP.
Jammed. Proximity coverage only.
The PvP players come into here, and as you can see, there's these turrets. Now these turrets right here will shoot players up to a certain range, and there are some glitched up turrets. Okay, I'll show you some of them and stuff like that here in a second. But for inside this area, where these walls are, players do not want anybody's skills to be used. The players that are inside here, the players who are outside here shooting at players. Like, if I'm right here, I should not be able to hit you with the chem launcher. I should not be able to also, from inside here, hit you with the chem launcher. Now, when invaded goes away, these turrets go down, for those who don't know, and because of that, these players can fight up here all day long. They have a healer, they have status, they have something else. When the player comes out, they can't fight. Well, the devs said that they're going to be taking away shrapnel traps. Well, if they take away the shrapnel traps, it means you can't just easily just come out here and one-tap a player, which I get, it's fine. But at the same time, no one should have a skill in this area. Period. If you want to do that, you want to make the gunfights, because that's what you want to go to, fine, okay, gunfights and gunfights. But then take away their skills. No skills in this area. You can easily put up a barrier right here, devs, around these types of areas and stop that. But you don't choose to. So, since this one is not invaded, let me show you what I mean by, and I'm going to purposely die doing this, but I'm going to show y'all where some of these turrets can outshoot over those certain sections. And another thing that's driving players in the PvP community crazy. But it's not talked about as much, so let me demonstrate this if I can. For instance, see this turret right here, ladies and gentlemen? This turret should only be able to shoot anything that's right about over here, right? Because it's a wall. It can shoot out this way. For instance, this turret over here, as you can see, where did it go? There it is, right over there. So that turret can shoot anybody who's right here. Yeah, that way the player can still be right here and shoot the player as they're in here, but if he steps right here, he will be shot. So let me go demonstrate this. As you can see, you can barely see that turret, right? Let me see if you can see it now. See that turret right there? This turret right here will outshoot anything. So if I were to go rogue right here,
Rogue protocol initiated.
see? Targets me. It shoots over the wall. And if I do this, if I come down here, look at this. Just a thing right about here. Should be able to
Rogue
see me.
status removed. Initiating
Maybe
rogue
not.
protocol.
Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. But you can see, it sees me right here. Look at that. It is literally threading that needle. Now, there are some turrets, even these ones over here, these ones over here, can literally reach out to, like, right here. They technically should only reach to right about here, but they can literally reach out to here, and I can even go show you all that. And this is what messes up the PvP community. This is what pisses off so many different people. Come on, let me in the door.
Exiting dog zone.
Okay, I don't know if my chat's back up or not. If anybody's in the chat and can chat. But anyway, another spot is right over here.
Limited. Proximity coverage only.
This is what we mean, devs, about fixing these turrets. So, for instance, you see that turret right there, right? Okay, that turret, I shit you not, could shoot me over here. You want a demonstration? Okay, let's demonstrate.
Rogue protocol initiated.
Let's bring it, get it aggroed. Hi turret, how you doing?
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Look at that.
Agent down.
I'm way over here.
Agent vital signs 0. Incoming dark zone drop. Rogue status removed.
So, again,
Entering safe
certain
area.
turrets in certain areas can outreach way too far. Now, I get, okay, and don't get me wrong, I get that this is a turret, this is not invaded,
Transmission range limited.
but that
Proximity
turret
coverage
right there
only.
should have a certain range. Just like this one right here, it guards them as they come into here. It shoots the players as they come in. And there's usually about 3. There's one right there, there's a second one right there, and there's a third one right here. So there's always these 3. But even this one right here could shoot me if I'm over here by this area. It can literally reach out to this far, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the PvP community really just wants it to be able to reach, say, right about here. That's about it, you know. The players who are close to this, they're even fine with, hey, the turret shooting to about this far. You know, that's fine. It should not be able to reach out here to this area and shoot a player. Just because, hey, it can see me. I'm rogue. So, that needs to be looked at and potentially addressed. So, dear devs, please look into that.
Leaving zone.
Another thing. Let's go back to the White House. The visuals. As we already know and we've seen in the new TU whatever, was it 16 coming, season 10, the visuals, we've seen the new gloves. They actually look like these. Like, this is how messed up, and we already know that there's going to be glitches. If the gloves currently and the PTS look like this and stuff, the new, you know, bonk build gloves. So they've already got visual effects. Well, they haven't even fixed these ones. So dear devs, please, what the hell? Look at this. This is a king breaker. Okay? I cannot put anything on here. Nothing. As you see, it doesn't change as I scroll down them. But if I do this, excuse me. If I go to this one, well, look at this. It's got the ladybug. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's kind of a weird look, but I just want to be able to throw it on there because it goes with the weapon. But if I wanted to change this also, look at this. None of these work. Even for this one. None of them. I can't make my gun look the way I want it to look. I can make it look like the ladybug. But even this one still is not fixed. Like, come on, devs. Fix this. What the hell? I thought there was another one. I can't remember if there was another one. Oh, yes, there is another one. Sorry, my bad. If I go to my medic build, okay. I want y'all to look at this. Now, originally, this backpack, if I take this off, okay, let me just do the favorited. Let me go to my y'all gear one. Okay, I go to my y'all gear, right? Okay, it looks normal. Now, there was a visual glitch. Some people were noticing this, and it's the same thing with these brand new backpacks. If I were to throw this on, okay, now I have it on. I go to a different build or something like that. The backpack would have looked the same. Now, apparently they patched this, but that's another thing that we might as well look into these other ones. This LED one. Let's change this one over. Okay, we got LED on here. Okay, so they did patch those. Okay, so you devs, you did fix that. Cool. So let me just swap to a different build and see if it changes. Oh yeah, look. See, look, it's still there. Look, it kept the same. Let's go to somewhere where it's lit up. That is not the design backpack for what I have on. It's not. You want to know how I know it's not? Look at this. Look, that's the LED backpack. I do not have that on this build. What do I have this one looking at? Look at this. As soon as I go to it, it switches back. There's a visual bug right there with the new ones. It looks like that. That's what I have on, but it goes right back to this one. You see, that's what I'm talking about. These little visual things. If I go to the corpseman, which I can't because I'm in combat, I swap to the corpseman. Okay, it looks like this. Okay, let's swap back to the DPS. Look, it changed it automatically. You see what I mean, ladies and gentlemen? It's a visual bug. There is another visual bug right there. So we have visual bugs currently still in the one that we have, but the devs have not fixed these. They either don't know about them or they're not even trying to fix them. So I swap to this, I swap back to this. This should keep it. No, it doesn't. As you see, it goes back to one of those other ones. So a visual bug right there. So if the chat closes again, sorry. Let's see. Okay, another thing that players are getting tired of. Dear devs, please look into this and tell us why. If I go to, especially, and I don't know why, it's this safe house the most. Now, I don't know why it's this one, but players who are playing PvP and they're in this safe house, say I go out here, I fight a player, I die. Okay, now there is a door right here. And I don't know why, but it's always around this door mostly. Now, it does happen at this door down here, and it does happen at this door down here. But this one here is known that if you have teams that are fighting right here in this spot, and they kill a player, and then the team pushes up to this area where this door is at, and the player comes out and kills him, all his other teammates that went to the safe room get locked in, and they cannot open the door. Now, because they can't open the door, they can't come out and fight and help the guy. It doesn't matter what door they try to come out of. They just get locked in, and it says cannot fight because of combat and blah, 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 blah. If a player wants to come out of a door, allow them to come out of the fucking door. Okay? If I am at this safe house and I want to come out of this door right here, I should be able to come out of this door. I should be able to come out of this door. It doesn't matter if there's players right here or not. Whether there's players right here or players right here, or even if I kill a player here, this door will get locked right here every time if I'm inside the safe. Now, they're over here fighting, but I can't come out of this door. So, devs, please look into why these safe houses, and even this one over here, this one does the same. Sometimes when players are up here at the very top fighting, you can't come out of this door. You might be able to come out of this door or this door over here, but sometimes this top door gets locked. They can't come out. For instance, this one here. Players are fighting in this back alley right here by the door. You kill somebody. You can come out of the top door. And you can come out the front door, which is right here on this side. But if I kill a player up here on the top, guess what? This top door gets locked. Or if I'm fighting right here, this door will get locked. Or I'm fighting them over here, this door will get locked. These safe houses, if a player dies, should not lock a door to where you can't come out if you're inside here trying to come out of the safe house. Period. What was the other thing? Let's go over the notes. Okay, we went over mods, we went over skills, and we got over getting locked in safe houses, NPCs. Oh, here's another one. And this one here I'm just going to have to talk to y'all about. For some of y'all who don't play PvE, and some of y'all who do play PvP, those are, I should put it this way. To the players who don't play PvP, and to the players who do play PvE or PvP, there's times where me and another player are fighting, okay? I'll do a little visual kind of deal. We're fighting out here. We're killing players. We're killing them. And then randomly we get a delta, okay? We get the little timer screen where it says, hey, we'll be disconnecting in 29 seconds. And everything lags up right in here. Now, when it lags up and stuff like that, we're currently killing players or something like that. And it seems kind of fishy at times, but I'm not going to point that out because we're not calling anybody cheaters on that or anything. But what we are trying to point out is, dear devs, if you see this video, when that happens and we get delted, we should not be put into a different server where I'm over here trying to keep it alive. My guys got delted, and then they respawn at this door, or they respawn out here in the open on their own. And then they have to go clear their manhunt to rejoin back up on another player. Now, that right there is the most frustrating thing, because we have been on like a level 80 manhunt, a level 100 manhunt, and we've had it happen right there at that moment. And because it happens at that moment, we have to go clear our manhunt to restart our manhunt again. There's times where we just got our manhunt and we get that delta, and rather than just putting us back in the same group because we were technically in that group, we should not have to clear said manhunt on our players just to get back in, because when we clear it, it puts us from a level 30 server, which this here being the server that we're in a level 40 right now. It takes us from this and puts us into a level 30. So now we're fighting players who are level 30, but we're solo. Which, don't get me wrong, we could kill them and everything else and stay on our manhunt, but sometimes nobody's in there on those 30s because there's nobody playing at level 30 half the time in the dark zone. So it's a completely empty server. We just go clear, and once we clear, we can come back, and we will literally sometimes pop up, like let's say we're right here, or we cleared right here at this spot, okay? We all went to the safe house and we all cleared our stuff after we re-logged back in. When we re-clear, we see our little blue circles of each other right beside each other, and until it's completely cleared off, we won't see each other until right then, and then it'll say, hey, transferring in 10 seconds or 20 seconds. And then once we transfer, we pop up right beside each other. He'll be here, he'll be here, he'll be here, and I'll be right here, and we all pop up right next to each other. Like, why did we have to clear our manhunt to do that? That needs to be looked at and fixed. Especially when it deltas like that. What else was it that players wanted to talk about? Oh, yeah, devs. Holstered talents. I gave this as an option, and it's a good idea. Devs, you might want to look into this. But for instance, like this one here, this reloading from empty grants 40% weapon handling for 10 seconds. This weapon gives no extra damage versus this one here of critical hits have 75% chance to return the bullet, and has if a bullet is returned to the magazine, the next shot is 50% increased damage. So this one here gives damage, this one does not. This right here, the perfect on empty, because it's not a damage compared to this one, could be a holstered talent. You could easily make players make these types of weapons important, like this one right here. Magazine capacity is increased by 30%. Missed shots from cover have a 100% chance to return the magazine. So, for instance, I could have this on my backpack, just sitting there, not being used. And then this weapon right here that I am using, say it has a damage talent on there, or even this one right here, would be a holstered talent, so it would return that bullet even more, like guaranteed. I would run this and this at the same time, so that way I have that as a holstered talent. This right here, again, reloading from empty grants 40% weapon handling, for 10 seconds. Maybe because you have it on, it only gives half of that to a player, so it gives you 20% weapon handling for 5 seconds, because it's holstered. That way it would make these types of weapons actually useful. Another great one, perfect nearsighted, receive 100% stability at the cost of 35% optimal range. Cut that in half and put it as a holstered talent. We get 50% stability at the cost of, we'll just say 17% optimal range. This right here, because it doesn't have a damage talent, a perfect rate of 12% rate of fire. Maybe you only give us 6% rate of fire. I would slap this thing on in my backpack in a heartbeat if I had a holster talent like that. But like this one right here, it deals 25% damage to burning enemies. Can't be a holster talent because it's a damage one. Same here. Same with this one. Same cold relations damage. Matter of fact, what is this? Yeah, that one can go bye-bye. That one's better. Dark winter damage. Safety distance. After killing an enemy grants optimal range and accuracy for 10 seconds. Maybe you cut that down in half and only gives 80%. Or something like that. Maybe 70% optimal range and accuracy for 5 seconds. Even this one right here, it doesn't give it an extra damage, it just gives handling. Maybe you only give 200% weapon handling and still keep the 5 seconds. Nope. Nope, can't use that. Oh, here's a good one. Critical hits. Add a stack of 8% reload speed. Maybe you only give 4% reload speed bonus, and max stack is 20. Holster talent. I'd put the good times on in a heartbeat. Reliable. 15% weapon handling. Automatically. Yes, I'm throwing that one on to a build as a backup talent. Here's another one. Because this gun, I swear to God, this gun is good at times and completely trash at times. Hits grant a stack of 1% accuracy and stability, and 75% or 75 stacks, so you can get 75% accuracy and stability, and consumes them to refill the mag. Another good one, definitely just holster talent. No one's really using this, but I have one, so I'm not going to go over that. And this right here, I swear, devs, please look into this. Pumped up, like, reload grants 5% weapon damage for 10 seconds and stacks up to 5 times. It takes forever sometimes to reload this and get it out in that 10 seconds because you got to shoot, reload, shoot, reload. Please look into this. Increase this one here for weapon damage, or just get rid of the stacks up to 5 times. Maybe just automatically give players 25%. Calibri, reload speed, definitely. Give us 15% reload speed. Holster talent, beautiful. Magazine capacity, oh my god, people would definitely be rocking this on their backpack just in a heartbeat. Because then you can have 50% on every single weapon. Yeah, I get that one would be kind of way OP and people would definitely be throwing this on, but still, holster talent, 25% magazine capacity. The mop, that one gives armor on kill, so no. Tsunami, no. Commando, nope. Can't do that because it's still, and like even on these right here where it gives 40% skill repair, that's still a help in that type of sense. So it's not, you wouldn't put this one in there. Can't put that, can't put that, can't put that because that's damage of some sort. This here is still damage of some sort, even though it's a skill tier, so you can't use that. So, for instance, those named weapons, those need to be looked at for extra holstered talents. Pistols, lightning rod, definitely killing a target has an 85. Give us a 40% chance to refill the mag. Can't use that. That's an extra skill tier, so no. But y'all get where I'm going with that. A holster talent for those that don't give extra damage. Let's see here. Let's go over this in the community post that I posted and see what... Let's see what some of these other guys said in this community post. Reverse the shield nerf with InSync. Yes, because again, a shield is a skill. It goes into a skill slot. So, for instance, right here, this is a skill. It says it right here. If you all look to the top right, it says Bulwark Ballistic Shield skill. It is a skill. It goes into, if I were to put it on, it goes into select a skill slot. It goes in and goes on to a skill. InSync should work with a skill. Now, there is a video out there that shows, and I'm probably going to have to do one myself, but Flatline versus InSync. Flatline gives more damage than InSync does itself. Now, if I were to put on a drone, okay, a drone that actually does damage, InSync and the drone would actually outproduce in damage than Flatline. But if I were to put the perfect Flatline versus the perfect deal, we can actually test that right here, and we'll show the damage numbers so we can prove which one is. And I pray to God I have one that's maxed out. I do. It's only short by a little bit, so we will definitely use this as a test. Matter of fact, let's go up it so it's a guaranteed good test.
Nice to see you.
Optimization, let's do that. Assault rifles, test subject. There we go. Fully maxed out versus a fully maxed out. Now, I do have extra weapon damage on here, so this may not be a guaranteed legit test. Because I have my Keenbreaker pretty much maxed out. Maybe I should go find a Keenbreaker that doesn't, but we'll get the idea. So, we're going to test this versus this. So again, you see the damage numbers. Yeah, again, 20% versus 0%. So it wouldn't be a legit test, and that's why I can't show a legit test. But what we'll do is we'll just show you the comparisons. So for instance, that's on elite. Okay, it's right there. Crit chance. How much do I have? Okay, 54. All right, so we're good. So okay. I use my skill, 596. I can't do that, so let's cancel this. $809 to $917 on the head. That's when it gets down to the health. So 809, 917. Okay, so now we have that, and let's take off this so we don't have the extra crit or the extra focus damage. We'll put crit chance in there. $1 mil. So again, we're hitting for $1 mil versus like 917-ish or so. So yeah, and again, that's 20% more. So they would be close, but this here will still outproduce than the NSYNC does. So people who complain about NSYNC right now, they don't realize that Flatline hits way more, and it's only 20%. Versus this, literally, when I max this out, is 40%. So people who complain about NSYNC shield nerf, that, oh, it's a good thing, like, you don't realize how much stronger this is. Even if I do max this out with 20%, this was still hitting harder than NSYNC ever was. And it's less. It's literally less. So, yeah, there's no need for NSYNC shield nerf anymore. Not when this 20% automatically hits harder than the 40. Or maybe this right here might wake the devs up that maybe, just maybe, Flatline needs to be nerfed. Please don't do that. Please, dear God, don't do that, devs. I'm not asking for that in any way, shape, or form. What I'm asking for is this to hit what it's supposed to hit, the 40%. Now, yes, it's a lot less in damage compared to this one, but even if I were to max this one out to 20%, it still would not compete with this. So if this is 40%, it needs to be 40%. That's what I'm asking for. Do not nerf this. Buff this, please, for the love of God. But again, shield is in a skill slot. Yes, that needs to be fixed. Buffing unused chest pieces and backpack talents. Yes, those need to be buffed. I've said that in another video. There's tons of them that need to be buffed. For instance, I just saw, thanks to this, let's go to Recal Library, let's go to the backpacks and talents. The devs have decided to put this, a perfect overclock, into the mix. I'm sorry, devs, but only gaining, what was it, 30% reload speed and 0.4 seconds of to active cooldown, that's not enough. And why the hell did y'all choose this? Like, I'm still trying to figure out in my brain and other things of how to use this. You guys literally could have, because it's cover-based builds and stuff like that now, is what you're trying to go for. You could have went for the perfect leadership. You could have, but you didn't. No, because that would give bonus armor, doubled for a player. No, y'all didn't even try to do that. And because they're being out of cover when they have to get the extra crit hit damage, you could have literally put versatile, a perfect versatile in there, or a perfect unstoppable force. You could have done that. Or because you're in cover, you get the armor regen. You could have went for a perfect composure. For instance, you could have went for that and given 20% extra damage to a player while in cover. No, you didn't even do that. No. Didn't even think of that. Not in any way, shape, or form. So, like, come on, devs. Like, look at my eyeballs. Stop it. Stop fucking up this game, devs. Let's see. Ridgeways needs to be looked at. Yes. Ridgeways needs to be looked at. The reason why I say ridgeways, and I agree with this, needs to be looked at is this part right here where it says repairs 3 to 48 of your armor per second. Devs, please get rid of the per second part. It is regen. It should be a constant regen once I bleed a target. It should not be per second where it ticks up. If y'all don't understand what I mean, let me throw on a build and I'll show you. Go to my bleed build. Oh, this visual bug on my backpack is driving me nuts. No, I'm not joining Big Cheese. Not right now. So, for instance, I'm right here. Watch it. It ticks up. You see my armor as it ticks up? It's doing the same with the new brand set. It ticks up. It should not tick up. It should be, hey, I bleed said target and I get regen that is a constant. Let's see, what else did someone say? Countdown crashes, yes. That needs to be looked at, devs. While players are playing in countdown, there's crashes still. Like when they open up a crate, the final crate, it crashes. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it so far of what I've found, and what other people have commented, because they've either commented something similar or I've addressed something along that lines. So, I mean, again, freaking backpack is driving me nuts. Just because that I've got to switch to this. And it fixes it, see? It just drives me nuts. So, devs, if you see this, these are some of the issues players have been asking for that y'all have yet to address. And even though you sit there and say that in TU 17 you're going to address PvP issues because you're more focused on PvE type crap. Like, I wish there was a emote right here that literally just gave you the bird half the time, because I would just, that would be my number one. So instead of not being able to do that, I don't know, I'm just gonna have to drink a beer. But seriously, devs, like, y'all are just constantly messing up the game in some way or another. And it's not just for PvP, it's PvE as well. Because when y'all go and you nerf the shield, you now just screwed not just PvP, you screwed over PvE guys as well. The only way for them to get it out now is to literally go here, throw on a drone, throw on a turret, throw on something that does damage, to get that type of stuff out. And you listen to the PvE bots who didn't like that kind of stuff, and you know, you screwed them over. You go over here and you mess with all this other stuff, and you don't fix visuals. You've seen that. You go over here, you mess with all this other stuff. You mess with all these different things, and you don't even mess with the things that people want the most. For instance, people are screaming for this right now, and we don't even know why. Since you're adding a legendary here, and you're adding a legendary to here, is this or is this not a another type mission? I mean, it's not Stronghold or anything, but this is where we have to go fight Fei Lao, right? Why don't you give us something like this right here as another like Black Tusk kind of mission or Stronghold? Or even, as some people have suggested, and even I did, this is a completely wasted Kinley College. Turn this into a Dark Zone, or turn this into like a super strong legendary where you have to have 8 players kind of legendary. What else was it? If you're going to do that, since these are already Black Tusk, are you ever going to turn these into legendaries? Because I'll be honest, hardly anybody runs these 2 missions, especially Pentagon. Hardly anybody, because of that freaking drone. The drone takes forever sometimes. DARPA. Most players don't like this one here just because the dude has all his mortars. But, I mean, could you imagine sitting here having these 2 as legendaries already? It would just be insane. People would definitely play that. And supposedly y'all are doing something with Castle. I don't know what it is, but this place has been completely empty. This here would be great for, say, Underground. You know, like in Div 1. This would be a great spot. There's a place right over here where we can go underground to it. You know, turn this into another one of these right here. Let us go to the castle, and then let us go down here to an underground type area and fight. But yeah, players are begging for like these here to be legendary. Let our world be legendary. You know, another opportunity for that. Turning New York, what is it? This area over here. There was a section like turning from here to here into a Dark Zone. Like make a whole area right here from here to here a Dark Zone. It would be the biggest Dark Zone in the game. It literally would. Or maybe bring it from up here and across, you know, like as high as we could in that circle and out to this way, a Dark Zone. I mean, that would be beautiful for PvP players. I don't know, just some suggestions. But that's all this video was for, is to bring about the problems and stuff like that that players are seeing. So that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen, for this video. Sorry, I don't know why the chat closed down and why it hasn't popped back up, but yeah.